G'day guys, welcome back to another week of building the Vanguard models gun brig adder. It's been a little while since the last video. I've had some health issues, but we're over that now, so we'll keep going on this. Next step is we're up to step 30. We're going to be putting part 98 onto the back of the ship, and once we have it fitted in the correct position, we just have to file it back level with that first row of planking. I'm assuming that's because the second layer will come up over the top of that, so we may have to, once this is on, cover it up just so it's protected. So I'll get the camera set up and we'll start this step. Okay, I have part 98 here, which is going to be going across the back. There's actually a little notch here that shows where it sits. I just need to get that in the middle of the notch. You can actually see it sits pretty well level with that bulwark that comes around there. If we have it in the middle, it protrudes a little bit below that first layer of planking, so we will be sanding that up a little bit, because I'm assuming once the second planking comes through, it'll sit over the top of that. I'm going to be using CA glue because if I use white glue, I've got no way to really clamp it. I'll give that a little while just to set properly, and then we'll sand that back. Okay, I've already done this side myself. It actually doesn't take much sanding at all to get this flush. Just using a 120 grit sandpaper. If you can hear that heavy breathing, that's actually my dog watching what's going on. So that's pretty well right. Okay, so that's now sanded back flush. So we move on to the next step. Okay, from step 31 through to step 34, it's all about adding the keel to the ship. So I think we start down here with parts 150, 151, which will slot into the bottom of the ship, and then we have these parts that I believe sit over the outside of those, and then we also have parts that sit on the outside of the stem of the ship, which is already on there, so I believe that'll be cladded with other parts. So yeah, it's all to do with the keel right through to 34, and then move on after that. Okay, we've got the first part of the keel. This is part 150, and then we have part 151. We'll just do a dry fit first. The longer end goes towards the rear, and it overhangs the back by about 5mm, which is what the picture on the instructions show. And then 151, again, the longer part goes towards the back, goes into this slot and this slot here. And that fits in really well. I thought I might have to sand this a little bit, but that looks like it's going to be fine. And because that sits so well, I'll actually use white glue to hold them both in place. Okay, I'll start with 151. This is just a quick dry PVA glue. Make sure it's sitting nice and neatly in there. Move on to 150. Okay, I've got glue on here. You can put glue along the bottom on these points because they actually have parts that they're sitting on. Okay, so we'll leave that to dry, and then when we come back we'll start putting the next stage of the keel together. Okay, next we're going to start on adding these parts to the prow. We've got parts 89 and 90, and then they sit over the top of what's already there, and these little notches top and bottom, we have parts 92 which are going to lock that in place. So we'll start off, we'll get some glue on these parts, we'll clamp them in place, and then we'll put the little locking pieces in. Okay, I'll put white glue on the first piece. On there to start with. And then what I might do is I'll put the locking piece in place, and then we'll put the other piece on the other side. Okay, I've got some glue on that first locking piece. Oops. I'll see if I can get that in first, and then I'll put the pieces on. I'll put the other one. One down the bottom. halfway through. Put this one back on. Glue on this one, and we'll get it on there. Okay, so we'll let that dry and then we'll continue. Okay, next up we have two part 93s which will go either side of the keel, and then they will be locked in place. They'll be glued, but we also have parts 92, 6 of them, that will also go through. I did a test fit and everything actually went really well, so I'm hoping on camera it will go equally as well. So first thing I did is put through the locking pins. Oops. One more. Oops. Okay, so I'll just put some glue along the inside of that. Okay, so I've got glue on the inside of that, and literally just went one at a time. Whoops.
and that part locks up nice and hard against the prow there. Let's come out. Okay, so I'll get glue on the piece that goes on the other side and we'll put that on. Okay, we've got glue on there. Move this over and then basically just do it the same way. Okay, that's all locked into place, I believe. Okay, it does show on the photo, I can find it. You can actually see that gap is there, so that's how it's actually supposed to look. So it's almost like it's a created, what do you call it, not a bearding line, a rabbit line is what I'm trying to think of. So I'll leave this to dry and then we'll have a look at what we do next. Okay, now we're going to be adding parts 46 and 47, I think it is. Yeah, 46 and 47 to the top of the ship, as I have here. So let me zoom out a little bit so you can see. So yeah, I've already added that on this side. They give you the choice that you can fit it in place, work out where your first plank is, and then take it off. But I've actually glued this in, and when it comes to painting I'll mask this up because I'm probably not going to leave this the wood colour. I'm actually thinking of doing it in ochre. So we'll see what happens, but yeah, I will mask it up when we paint the white. So I've got the other side already out, and I'll set the camera up and we'll put that one on. Okay, I've already put this bulwark on the outside. It's just dry fitted just to have a look. So you can see these holes line up pretty well exactly, as do all the other ones down the length of the ship. So yeah, as I said, everything fits really well. So yeah, all lined up. Funnily enough, on the other side, everything lines up with the holes except this one single hole there. So, but it's only about a millimetre, so we'll be able to trim that up fine. So I'll pull this off and then we'll glue it in place. Okay, I'm just going to start off putting a little bit of CA glue just in that groove just to hold the start. And then on the back of this I've actually got white glue, so we just slide that into the groove, check that those two holes line up. And just as we work our way around, make sure all the holes are lining up. I was going to use CA for this, but I don't want to get any glue accidentally onto this part because it's etched. You can't really sand off any glue that gets on there. So you see all the holes are lining up, everything where it should be. So many clamps, probably overdoing it, but just trying to make sure that everything's nice and hard up against the hull. Amazon had a special on these where I got about 60 of them for about $15 I think it was, which wasn't bad. Place. Okay, so we'll just leave this to dry, and then we'll place the first plank. Okay, I've just masked over that bulwark or outer bulwark out there. Because I'm going to be using CA glue for the planks and I don't want to get any on there. So this is 0.8 by 4, 4mm by 0.8mm plank. So it's quite easy to bend, so we don't have to actually heat them up and bend them. They fit perfectly into that rabbit line, so we don't actually have to trim it at the end to get the shape right or anything. So it will literally just be following the bottom of that bulwark around. First one I'm doing a full width plank, and then from that point forward, from the second plank forward, we'll be trimming it quite severely. Actually, where is this? You can actually see they've really severely tapered these planks, probably to at least 75%. So I'm going to be following the instructions and we'll see how that turns out. If it doesn't come out perfectly, it's not a bad thing, because this is all going to be sanded, filled, painted, so you're not really going to see how it looks. So, but we'll do our best with it. So I'll get some glue into that groove to start with. The good thing about having that groove in there, that's actually holding it in place really nicely. think this wood actually looks quite nice. I'm not sure if it's safely or it might be cherry maybe, but if you could do a really good job with the planking, it'd probably look nice unpainted. I do like the way it looks painted up, so that's what I'm going to be doing. So in this video, this is actually going to be as far as I'm going to go this week. I think it's a good place to stop it, and then we'll do the second planking, the rest of it, in the next video. Cut a bit of that excess. I'll leave a little bit of length on it so we can sand it back. Okay, so to wrap this video up this week, we've got the prow and keel cladding on there. We've also added the outer bulwarks, if that's the correct term for it, and we've got our first plank in place. So in the next video, it'll be all about getting the second planking completed. So thanks for joining me, and hope to see you next time. Cheers.